She was America's sweetheart, the girl who grew up before our eyes on Little House on the Prairie. For decades, Melissa Gilbert represented everything wholesome about childhood and family values. But in January 2026, the woman who once embodied innocence found herself confronting a nightmare that shattered everything she thought she knew about her own life. January 9, 2026. News broke that authorities in New Mexico had issued an arrest warrant for Timothy Busfield, Gilbert's husband of 13 years. The allegations were devastating: sexual assault of twin boys during the filming of The Cleaning Lady, with abuse allegedly occurring from November 2022 through early 2024, 2 counts of sexual abuse involving a minor, 1 count of child abuse. The man she married in an intimate ceremony in Santa Barbara, the man she built a blended family with, was now a fugitive. The irony cuts deep. Gilbert spent her adult life advocating for child welfare and personal accountability. She served as Screen Actors Guild president, fought for performers' rights, and spoke openly about her own struggles with addiction and the dark side of fame. She knew what it meant to be vulnerable in Hollywood. She understood the importance of protecting children in the industry. And now, the accusations against her own husband struck at the very core of everything she stood for. Her response was careful, measured, heartbroken. "I am shocked, heartbroken, and struggling to comprehend the weight of what has been alleged," she stated. But she also emphasized something crucial. These are allegations, not conclusions, and the legal system must be allowed to do its work. Even in devastation, she refused to become part of the spectacle. The investigation began quietly in November 2024, when a University of New Mexico doctor reported the alleged abuse. For months, it unfolded behind closed doors while Gilbert remained unaware that her world was about to collapse. Busfield's legal team claimed the accusations were fabricated, revenge from parents angry that their children were dismissed from production. But the warrant was real, the charges were serious. And for 3 days after it was issued, authorities couldn't locate him. On January 12th, the U.S. Marshals joined the search. Media frenzy exploded with speculation about Gilbert's knowledge, her involvement, her complicity. She addressed it directly. "I have cooperated fully and transparently. I have nothing to hide, and I will not obstruct justice in any way." When Busfield finally turned himself in on January 13th, it didn't bring relief, only the grim reality that this was just beginning. NBC pulled an episode of Law and Order, SVU, where Busfield played a judge. The symbolism was crushing. Gilbert reportedly said, "The timing and symbolism of it all is overwhelming. It feels like watching your life fracture in real time, piece by piece." This isn't the story of a celebrity scandal. It's the story of a woman who thought she knew the person sleeping next to her, who built a life based on trust and shared values, only to discover that trust may have been a lie. Gilbert grew up on camera, survived 2 divorces, battled addiction, and rebuilt herself repeatedly. But nothing prepared her for this: the possibility that the man she loved might have harmed the very children she spent her career trying to protect. As legal proceedings continue, Gilbert faces an impossible position, standing by presumed innocence while acknowledging the gravity of the allegations. "If children have been harmed," she said, "they deserve protection, compassion, and truth above all else." Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is simply face the unknown with honesty. And that's exactly what Melissa Gilbert is doing now. For more stories that go beyond the headlines and reveal the untold truth behind Hollywood's biggest moments, subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin. Hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep dive into the real stories the industry doesn't want you to see.